Mr. Speaker, I yield 5 minutes to the gentleman from Washington, Mr. Smith, an original co-sponsor of the House version of this legislation.
The gentleman from Washington is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to thank Chairman Green, Mr. Graves, and all the people who have been involved in this process. It is, as has been described, a very common sense fix that really affects a lot of blue-collar workers. If you work in a job that takes you into secure transportation environments, you are required to go through a very cumbersome process and also pay fees to get the security clearance to do that job. The fees are redundant, the process is redundant, and it is an incredible burden on workers just trying to do their job. And this bill makes a ton of sense, fixes the process, reduces the fees, streamlines the process, is going to make this easier for workers all across the country, and something we need to work on. And in my own world, in the Defense Department, we have a similar problem with security clearances taking forever, and in many cases being redundant. So I hope this is an idea that will spread. We need workers to go to work for us. Yes, we need security, but the process takes too long, it is redundant, and costs too much. I hope this can be an inspiration to fix it. And the last thing I want to say is I first heard about this issue, and I think this is the coolest thing about the piece of legislation, from a constituent, Van Hurst, who was a Teamster and a truck driver at the time, who experienced this process, alerted my office to the problem, and it led to our involvement in this legislation. So now a lot of people say that the system doesn't work, nobody ever listens to us. This is an average constituent, truck driver in my district, had a problem, brought it to us, we worked through the process, and now today we're about to pass the Senate bill, solve the problem, send it off to the President where it will be signed and the problem will be fixed. So for all constituents out there frustrated, irritated, aggravated about all the things that aren't happening, bring your problems to us. We'll do our level best to listen and try to solve them. Doesn't always work. It's a big, complicated democracy, a lot of people with a lot of voices, but it works far more often than people realize. So I'll just close with another shout out to Van Hurst, Teamster from the city of Kent in the 9th Congressional District, brought this to my attention, and we are now working to solve the problem. Thank you, and with that, I yield back.